what are the things which you need to take into consideration in all three sections, right? So the first one is what happens to VARC. Now, the moment you see a longer passage, you will have to initially skip it. You'll have to come back to it later on, right? You will have to be really fast in your decision making. It's like your T20 game, right? Earlier, to get set in an ODI game, you can probably take 2 overs to get set and then start hitting. Here in T20 game, you have to start hitting from the first over itself. May not be the first ball, but may not be like the first ball, but from the first over itself. You don't get that much chance to get your eyes set. The good part is everyone else is running in the same boat. So if you're nervous, everyone else is also going to be nervous. So you would see that people are going to be very fast in their decision making. Again, if you're really good, you're prepared well, you will know which are the sets, which are the topics which you are comfortable, which are the words to choose, which are the, if you can read things properly, you can read things comfortably, you will be the one who will be able to do it better. If you have not prepared properly, you are going to struggle, you're going to make wrong choices, you're going to make the wrong judgment. That's why I said gap between the good and the average is going to rise because the time limit has shrunk. Second thing, DILR. So you took 7 or 8 minutes initially to select a set, choose 3 sets, solve them, etc. Now you have to do the same thing in 5 minutes instead of doing it in 8 minutes. The strategy does not change. Keep with the same strategy. You still have to go through the sets because you cannot, remember, now a mistake is going to be really, really costly. In a 60-minute examination, you can probably choose 2 wrong sets, spend 20 minutes, not get anything right, and in the remaining 40 minutes get 4 sets. Possible, right? Here, if you mess up the first 2 sets, you basically have bigger problems. So that's why it's almost like a penalty shootout in an exam. It's not completely a penalty shootout. A lot of people don't realize how much time that they have. To give you an example, I have not even completed 35 minutes in this live stream, right? We have had this much amount of time. So people have a very little idea. One of the biggest challenges that humans face is we cannot value time properly. We either think that we have too much time or we think that we have too little time. We cannot exactly put a number to the time that is available to us completely. Those who can do it are the ones who are successful in life. Same thing with CAT also, LRDI. Make sure that you choose your sets very carefully. If you have chosen the wrong set, leave the set very, very, very quickly. That's all you have. And with maths is anyways a T20 game to begin with. You basically have to see ball, hit ball, see ball, hit ball, see ball, lee ball, see ball, hit ball, see ball. That's all you need to do, right? That is what you have been doing in your mocks as well. So make sure that you do it consistently. If you cannot make head or tail out of a question, even though it's an arithmetic question or it's a geometry question, you have prepared for 50 hours in geometry, 100 hours in arithmetic, you put everything in the arithmetic basket, but it's a time and work question, but you cannot make head or tail out of it after 45 seconds. Leave that question. You're not proving anything to anyone by solving that time and work question. Just because it's a time and work question, or just because it's a geometry question, just because it's a favorite area question, doesn't make that question a must-do question in the CAT examination. Some people might think it's a very easy question. There are a lot of times where when I actually try to solve a doubt, I get completely stumbled by a question because I did not read the data properly. It's probably because of my arrogance, or probably because I am not completely in concentration. I'm distracted in some way. It basically hurts you, right? So the only tweak that you need to make in your strategy is you have lesser time to make the decision. Do not be in the haste to make reckless decisions, but at the same time, you need to realize that your thinking time, your time to make a decision probably has shrunk by about 10 to 15%. Not more. Don't take 1/3 or half the. I mean, it's not a linear sort of a thing. You may not be able to judge a question in just 5 seconds time. Some people might, but in 5 seconds time, you may not be able to judge the question. You still will have to, there will be tricky questions. You will have to give them time. There will be easy questions. You'll have to do it really quickly. That's where your preparation, all the preparation, and your calmness and whether you can hold your nerve together comes into picture. Right? Your basic strategy will remain the same. It's just that the time limit in which you have to implement that strategy has now shrunk. It has shrunk by 33%, one third. All you need to do is just recalibrate it. I mean, you don't throw away your old car just because you have to travel for a shorter distance. You don't need to buy a faster car, right? You just need to make sure that you drive properly, right? You know where are going to be the roadblocks, avoid them. If you can bypass them, even better. You just need to make the decisions faster. Don't throw away your strategy. Your strategy is still very valuable.